Before we start, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. We are now at 463 subscribers, and I'm going to come and find each one of you and kiss you guys on the mouth and give you a little smack on your butt cheeks and watch your butt cheeks jiggle. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. And thank you for the support on the recent video. I really enjoyed reading through all the Chinese comments. I didn't realize I was such a big celebrity in China. So I guess you guys can consider this a late Chinese New Year gift. You're welcome. Welcome back. I think we both know why you're here, so I won't waste much time getting started. You're interested in learning about which CS2 pros are the most suitable for pregnancy, either as a result of your own curiosity, or because you've seen my previous video and you came to learn more about the beautiful biological mystery that is male pregnancy. So sit back, relax, and allow your mind to follow me on a journey to find the most breedable Counter-Strike pro. To ensure fair and consistent rating, I will be using the same breedability criteria from my previous video. 3 criteria: attractiveness, physical characteristics, and behavior, all ensure that a player's ability to mother a child as well as a player's attractiveness are equally weighted and considered. To the untrained eye, ZywOo looks like a nerdy, chubby, and awkward guy. However, a professional like myself can pick up on small details that normal people can't. For instance, in this photo, I noticed that ZywOo has a slightly inflated belly, and one could assume that if the camera were to pan down slightly further, we would see that ZywOo has wide hips. Now, why is this important? If ZywOo has optimal birthing hips, this could significantly boost his score. So we're going to need to use a little math and science to solve this mystery. By examining this photo of vitality after a recent tournament win, we can get a better idea of the width of ZywOo's hips. Unfortunately, we can't get an exact measurement, so we need to establish a frame of reference here. The player in the middle who is holding the trophy, Robs, is famous for the traumatic accident that happened to him as a child, in which he spilled boiling water on himself and had to be rushed to the hospital for life-saving surgery. During the surgery, doctors gave him artificial skin grafts and a robotic face. Unfortunately, the doctors also messed up the surgery and accidentally attached a 9-inch cyborg penis to Robs. With this information in mind, we can go back to our original photo and use these measurements to find that the width of ZywOo's hips is the same as 5 of Robs' cyborg penis, which equates to 45 inches. Now that we know the exact numbers, I think it's fair to say that ZywOo does have optimal birthing hips. Therefore, I'll be placing him in A tier. Next up we have Simple. Simple was the undeniable GOAT of CSGO, but recently he's tried to break back into the scene playing for BC Game, and he hasn't been able to live up to his former glory. And even though it's sad to see how far our GOAT has fallen today, I still remember a time where watching Simple was like watching a magician, where it seemed like every game he was hitting crazier flicks. And even if he's at a fraction of his peak today, I still remember a time where Simple was the undeniable GOAT. However, time passes at the same speed for everybody, and the Simple I knew then is not the Simple that I know now. In esports, as you age, you begin to worry about your performance as a player, but another thing that happens as you age is you become more infertile. It breaks my heart to say that I think Simple has a barren womb, and that no amount of trying to get him pregnant would succeed. It's with great sadness that I put Simple in B tier. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I know I have a lot of one-handed viewers out there, so if you don't mind getting that mouse a little sticky, please like and subscribe. And who knows, if you do that, that might boost your breedability score too. Next up on the list is Monesy, and this is an interesting one because Monesy is actually already happily married to the player Nico, and most people consider this to be a rumor. However, there's plenty of evidence to support this theory, such as this old painting that historians say date back all the way to Falcon's first Tier 1 tournament win. And if that wasn't enough, here's a picture of Nico and Monesy on their first date, and here's an image of Nico embracing Monesy after he agreed to be his boyfriend. Now you might be asking yourself, why is any of this important? Why does Monesy and Nico's relationship matter if we're discussing the ability for Monesy to get pregnant? Unfortunately, we learned through a bit of bad news that Monesy is able to get pregnant, as Monesy announced recently that he was pregnant with Nico's child. However, he unfortunately had a miscarriage. As you can see in this photo, Nico and Monesy are both mourning their lost child. And while this is extremely sad, this technically still means that Monesy is breedable. So I won't hold the miscarriage against him, that's just unlucky. Due to his proven fertility, I'm gonna have to put Monesy in A tier, just above ZywOo. And if we're talking about Counter-Strike couples, we can't forget to mention Donk and Shiro. While Donk dominates people on the server with his AK, Shiro dominates Donk in the bedroom. I couldn't find much evidence for this relationship online, so I actually reached out to Team Spirit directly on Twitter, and for whatever reason, they didn't offer any helpful information. So to get a frame of reference, we can actually compare the two couples, Nico and Monesy, and Donk and Shiro, and examine their fertility and pregnancy statistics in order to get an idea of Shiro's breedability score. If you take a look at the graphic shown on screen here, and you can see that Nico and Monesy breedability dominate Donk and Shiro in every category: planned pregnancy, STDs, unplanned pregnancies, all the way down to the discovered sex positions. You can also see that Nico and Monesy have a combined 8 pregnancies, while Donk and Shiro have a combined 2 pregnancies. And according to my wife's boyfriend, 8 is much bigger than 2, which is why the numbers clearly show that Shiro has a fraction of the breeding power of Monesy. Therefore, I think it's only fair that Shiro goes in D tier. Next up, we have 910 from Mongols. I have to admit that I really wasn't a fan of his hair at first, but now that I really look at it, the long hair kind of makes him look more feminine, which obviously boosts his breedability score. I also think it could be argued that 910 can be classified as a femboy, which, in my professional opinion, immediately puts him in S tier. While we're on the topic of hair, we might as well talk about Wonderful. Wonderful has had multiple different hairstyles in the past few years, and all of them have been terrible. And not only does the unattractiveness take away from his breedability score, but also his inability to stick with one hairstyle comes off as emotional instability, which is not a favorable trait you would want in a mother. Overall, I think it's pretty reasonable to put Wonderful in F tier. Okay, next up we're doing a new segment where I rate the breedability of potential sponsors for this channel. I had this kind gentleman reach out to me recently and offered to give me $7,000 of credit on his casino site if I made a video promoting it. Now I thought I could scam the guy and just take the money without making the video, so I went along with it for a little bit. However, when I went to the actual site, it was much worse than I thought. There are no odds displayed for any of the cases that you could open, and there were actually cases that cost more to open on his website than it cost to actually just open them in the game. And on top of all that, the website was just terribly made. It was super lazy, and this website is most likely a scam, which is why I'm going to put it in F tier. For the final segment of this video, we're going to randomly select one comment from the last video and rate the breedability of that commenter. Congratulations to 477T9I. I don't have much to work with your profile picture, but those are some pretty nice dimples. I think they could be considered kind of feminine, so we'll give you C tier. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you made it this far, I'm kind of worried about you, and you might need professional help, but like and subscribe anyways. Peace.